Santa Barbara County is taking steps toward improving living conditions in Isla Vista. Supervisors approved a plan to create a housing inspection program in the college town. News Channel reporter Andy Lopez-Bornet talked to students about some of their living situations.
Reports of leaks, mold, delayed repairs, and even crumbling balconies have spurred supervisors into action. The housing inspection program would allow the Planning and Development Department to inspect properties that renters say are unsafe.
We had a lot of bug problems, especially when moving in, roaches, some gross stuff like that. So we actually had to pay for a exterminator to come in that our landlord didn't pay for.
The goal of the program would be hold property owners and landlords accountable and make sure their properties are up to code. Many students and even families pay sky-high rent and don't have a lot of time to advocate for themselves between classes and extra jobs.
I feel like as tenants, we don't really know exactly what needs to be up to par, and so having someone that knows what needs to be inspected would also be helpful for us.
The Isla Vista student even shared footage of what her and her roommate recently experienced.
A couple hours ago, our sink, there was water coming up from literally from the sink, and there were particles. I don't know what they were. It wasn't in our sink before, but yeah. And then it started bubbling, and it was nasty.
Sometimes the problems can be an easy fix. In other cases, they point to larger issues, which especially affect students.
But then once you get here and then you kind of realize the pressure that you have to find housing, that there's a good chance that you might not find housing, or the fact that you do find housing and then it ends up being a lot pricier than what you used to pay, and then you have to pick up extra shifts and things like that.
The Planning and Development Department is expected to work on framework for the program and is set to return to the board for approval with the hope to launch the program by this coming summer. Residents of Isla Vista say landlords and property management should be held more accountable for their living situations. In Isla Vista, I'm News Channel reporter Andy Lopez.